Southern California, home to 50,000 watts and an audience reach of 12 million listeners. KBLA Talk 1580 is a pioneer for Black audio content, including our groundbreaking $2 million climate justice campaign and the most loyal, influential audience. According to an independent research study by the polling firm Aviterus, for the second consecutive year, KBLA Talk 1580 is the most trustworthy, reliable, and credible news source for Black audiences and beyond in Southern California. Let KBLA Talk 1580 power your advertising dollars. Our omni-channel custom marketing solutions are specifically tailored to connect with your ideal target audience. We leverage audio, podcasts, streaming, digital, social media, and local activations to get your message out to the Black community. Get in touch with our advertising team today at advertising@KBLA1580.com. That's advertising at KBLA1580.com. KBLA 1580. We've got your Black.
You ready?
Come on! It's the Queen of Royal Badness.
It's time for the Rob Report with Robin Ayers.
Highlighting people and things you should know about.
Robin's got you covered. Follow Robin at Robin Ayers. You're listening to the Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Robin's got a lot to talk about.
If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. If you come around here, I'll make them all day. I get one down in a second if you wait. I fly like paper, get like planes. If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. If you come around here, I'll make them all day. I get one down in a second if you wait. Sometimes I think sitting on trains. Every step I get to, I'm clocking that game. Everyone's a winner, we're making our fame. Bonafide hustler, making my name. Sometimes
You were inside the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580, where we bring you the latest in entertainment news, trending topics, and interviews. I'm your host, Robin Ayers. Welcome on into the show. It is Thursday. Happy Thursday. I hope your week has been going fantastic. I hope you've been being productive. I hope you've been getting rest, whatever it is that you need. I hope you got it. I hope that you got it. We are almost there. We are almost at the weekend. And listen, it seems as though people are starting early because the freeway here in Los Angeles was crazy today. I don't know. I feel like if you leave 5 minutes later than what you're normally intending to leave, it will be packed. It will be crazy. So anyway, that's what happened to me. It was a lot of people on that freeway, but nonetheless, good day today. I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. I appreciate you tapping in with the Rob Report today. Another good show on deck. I'm so excited. We have a contributor who we haven't had in a little minute, but I'm so excited that she's here on the line with us today, and we'll get started with that in just a little bit. Hello to you, Raw Squad. I see you guys coming up into the YouTube chat already. Good to see you. Happy 60th birthday to Wendy Williams. Wow, 60 years old. 60 years old. You know, we haven't heard too much about Wendy in the last several months, I guess, really since that docu-series had dropped. And she was the talk of town, of course. When is Wendy not? If she's in the public eye, she is the talk of town. I just hope, I pray that she's doing okay. I hope that she's surrounded by people who actually care about her and who have her best interests at heart. Last that we knew, she was, losing money. She wasn't able to, take care of certain things financially, including her son who had lost his penthouse in Miami. Well, we hope she's doing okay, especially on her 60th birthday. So shout out to Wendy Williams. There is a lot going on. I saw the video, you guys. Yesterday, y'all were telling me about Terrell Davis, and he was kicked off of United Airlines flight. I heard about that, but I hadn't seen it. And today I saw an interview that he had done with his wife, Tamiko, and Robin Roberts. And he explained everything in detail of what happened, why he was kicked off the plane. I mean, I'm sure we'll get into that. But I have a feeling that this isn't going to be the first the last time, rather, that we hear about this, because, when people do things like that, there's two sides of it. Like we talked about this with Peppa from Salt and Peppa yesterday. Sometimes I feel like people are not showcasing the whole story and they sick their followers and their people on this particular airline fairly or unfairly. But sometimes, definitely, they are wronged. And in this situation, I feel like he was wronged. And it looks like they picked the wrong people because he has platform. He moves weight. So we'll see what happens with that. I'll keep you posted about that. Here's a story that we're going to talk about tomorrow. I'm sure we're going to talk about this. Andy, I don't know if you saw it, but it made me mad. Like, it made me mad enough to want to just speak on it. So Joe Budden, he is a former rapper. Now he's a big podcast host. He is in an interview, and he's calling these ladies out their name. He's calling them B words. He's just talking about some random women who he wants to see when he goes to Atlanta for some event. And he's calling him the B words, and his boys are laughing. His guest is not happy about it. And Joe Budden has a female co-host. She's one of maybe 4 co-hosts, and she's just sitting there. She's laughing right along with them. And I thought immediately, I'm like, this is what's wrong. Partly what's wrong with the culture. Nobody is sitting there. Nobody's going to check him on this. Everybody's just either going to stay silent or you're going to laugh along with him. Nobody's going to say anything. We got to talk about that. I want to talk about that. We'll probably save that for tomorrow. Good news, though. Great news, actually. Michael Strahan's daughter, Isabella, she revealed that she is cancer-free, and that is the best news. Yeah, that's such a big deal. I don't know if you had seen video of her several months ago. Just it's been a journey for her. I'll say even within the past 6 months or so and more, she had been going to the hospital. She was going through all the chemotherapy, everything. And she finally revealed today that she's cancer-free. So what a moment for her. So we'll definitely shout out to their family and wishing them very, very well. The founder of Fandango, he jumped to his death, y'all. That is wild to me. I mean, and you know what seems to be sort of like a trend is just, people who have, and I'm not saying that this doesn't, happen across the board, but a lot of the times we hear, especially when certain people are in the spotlight, whether it be a CEO or just big time executives at a company who had done really well at one point, and then the company is losing ground under their watch. These people seem to can't exist under the weight of that, and they're trying to find out more. He did leave a note, so I'm sure we'll hear more about it. But yeah, he took his own life, and that is really, really sad to say and to report. Lastly, before we move on with the show, Tyler Perry. I've been talking about Tyler Perry for a cool little minute because I like Tyler Perry a lot, okay? And he is being honored at the Paleo Center, Media Center, in December. I'm very excited about that. There will be a lot of people who's going to be there with him to celebrate, but it's about him. That night is about him. So I'm excited. I actually want to try to attend if I can. If the timing works out, I would try to make it there myself. So that makes me very, very happy to report. Let's go ahead and jump into the Rob Report, though, Andy.
Now it's time for a breakdown.
Man, I just talked about Ice Cube because I recently went to the Big 3 League games that was held over the weekend. Had a great time. Have a lot of respect for Ice Cube. But this one is going to be interesting to talk about. He is claiming in a new interview that he believes Diddy is being targeted. Now, he was baited. Somebody asked him the question, but he responded. He says he believes that Diddy is being targeted, even while we know that this big video that had all this publicity with him physically abusing his ex-girl Cassie, even knowing that is out, he still says he's being targeted. He does say, I don't have all the information. I don't know, but it looks like, and what we're going to do is pull up we're going to pull up a timeline, okay? And we're just going to take a look and see if there's any validity at all to what the optics look like. What's true and what do the optics say? Okay, so we'll talk about that with our contributor as well as Janet Jackson. Y'all know she's a legend. Janet Jackson is a legend, but she says, please stop talking to me. Please don't ask me any more questions. This woman says that she'd rather observe rather than talk. And we know her to be sort of silent and quiet and a little bit more timid until she hits the stage. Then Janet is Janet, but she says she does not want to answer any questions. We'll talk about that. Is that why she still maintained her legacy? Why she is a legend still to this day? Because she's a little bit elusive? Maybe people can learn from her. I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk about it on the other side. You are listening to The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl, BB, and you're listening to me on The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
You're inside The Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
All I need is one mic.
With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. Just a few short months ago, California Attorney General Rob Bonta filed 11 felony charges against Diana Turan, an assistant district attorney for Los Angeles County. The charges allege that Turan unlawfully accessed confidential computer data, including police officer files in 2018, and continued to use them after joining the DA's office in 2021. Ironically, Turan, who is now on administrative leave, oversaw the Public Integrity Division responsible for handling high-profile cases of police misconduct and public corruption, including the charges brought against LA City Council member Karen Price last June. To be sure, the case against Price has raised plenty of eyebrows. Indeed, one noted legal scholar has said publicly, and I quote, "Everything about this prosecution reeks," close quote. Could AG Bonta, with aspirations to become California governor, be punishing Turan for her role in DA George Gascon's police accountability agenda to curry favor with police unions? Could DA Gascon be using the case against Price to showcase his tough stance on crime and political corruption as he vies to retain his seat as DA? Honestly, I have no idea, but here's what I know for sure. Karen Price has been elected and re-elected by thousands of voters, mostly black and brown, who stand to be further disenfranchised if this matter is not handled correctly, which is why it matters to us at KBLA Talk 1580. When the prosecutor is being prosecuted, it seems to me that at the very least, there ought to be a thorough, top-to-bottom, independent review of all cases under Diana Turan's purview to ensure that none of these cases have been tainted. Justice and fundamental fairness demand no less, if public trust truly matters. And I hope it does. For KBLA Talk 1580, I'm Tavis Smiley. We welcome your feedback.
What if the conversation about menopause and bladder leaks didn't have to be a secret? Always Discreet helps you embrace this new chapter with confidence, offering a bladder leak solution that keeps you worry-free. Its rapid dry core quickly locks away even the biggest gushes with up to 0 leaks, 0 wet feel, and 0 odor, so you can jump, dance, sneeze, and laugh uninterrupted. Everyday protection for every level of leak. We've got you, always. Try Always Discreet today.
What's wrong?
My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation.
Are you crying? Are you crying because of that other credit card?
Uh-huh.
Well, switch to the Capital One Venture card. Venture lets you redeem miles on any travel purchase.
Really?
Yep, and you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every single day. The Capital One Venture card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news.
You're inside The Raw
Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm reading our YouTube comments. I see Truemonger says, Sean Combs has been targeted for a long time, but he's been involved in a lot of foul and sus situations. Well, I know a lot of people who would agree with that. And here to talk with us, having this conversation, is one of my favorite contributors, Cheyenne Corinne. Hello to you, Cheyenne.
Hey, Robin. It's been too long.
It has been too long. We've missed you around these streets, these Rob Report streets.
I've missed you too. This news cycle just is not letting up on me.
I know. You got a lot on your plate. You are always out there, finger on the pulse, everything. Yes. But you are holding it down. So it's good to see you. You know, on a side note, I was talking to my daughter over the weekend, and I was poking fun at her, and I was like, "Hey, Cheyenne," because you remember I told you I was supposed to name her Cheyenne, right? She said, "Stop calling me that." I mean, we love the name, but she's like, "Stop, my name is Madison." So I did speak your name a few times over the weekend.
Oh my God! Well, you were thinking of me.
I was thinking of you. Yes, I love your name, Andy.
Thank you.
I know she didn't like the name, but she does know that Cheyenne is also a city in Wisconsin as well. Madison, Wisconsin, Cheyenne, Wisconsin.
Okay.
Am I tripping? Hold on. Okay, never mind.
Well, and do you know that to be true, Cheyenne?
Cheyenne, Wyoming.
There you go.
Okay.
Excuse me. It was a W.
Okay, it was a W.
It's on my bucket list to go to. I have a shirt that says Cheyenne, Wyoming, and I just have to get there.
Oh, yeah, you got to make it down there. Funny enough, people associate Madison to Wisconsin because I was born in Wisconsin, but it wasn't really meant to be that. But now if you think about it, there's Brooklyn and there's Madison, both pertaining to New York. Right, Brooklyn, New York, and Madison Avenue in New York. So a lot of people think about New York, and now they are moving out there. We are preparing. It's about a month.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they are moving to upstate, and so it is an exciting time for us.
So exciting.
You know you planned it, Robin.
Yeah, I feel like I spoke it into existence.
You did.
I didn't mean to. It was just. I really didn't. I didn't mean to. All right. Speaking of New York. Sean Diddy Combs, who he is still the topic of conversation. I know a lot has calmed down over the several months, I guess. It is just not looking good. This has not been his year for a number of reasons, but he is out here in these streets being talked about. And now Ice Cube is coming to his defense to a certain degree. So Ice Cube he was doing a podcast. And the gentleman asked him straight up that, the topic of Diddy came up, and he said, do we have that clip ready to go? Let's take a listen to what Ice Cube had to say when he was asked if he believes Sean Diddy Combs is being targeted.
Are you surprised at what things are coming out with Diddy at all? Or you're like, you have no idea, it's none of my business, you'll live longer? Kind of like the mindset.
I'm surprised. How could you be surprised with anything that happens in hip hop? It's hip hop is the Wild West. So you're gonna have the good, you're gonna have the bad, you're gonna have the ugly.
You think he's being targeted, or some of the stuff he's got, there's credibility on what they're coming after him with the tapes and the feds and raiding his Miami home, his LA home?
I believe he's being targeted.
You believe he's being targeted?
Yeah. I believe, somebody, has the power to pull the trigger to make, this stuff, this domino effect happen.
Okay. All right. So you think he's being targeted. So you don't think, Shook said, you can say what you want about Diddy, but Diddy didn't learn to like young boys. He learned it from a man named Clive Davis.
Ooh,
he threw
shots
Clive
fired.
Davis in there.
Shots fired.
It doesn't sound like you're part of that camp. You're part of the camp that you think he's being targeted.
I don't know enough to even be able to be specific on any of this stuff. It's just all speculation. I just know he was cool up until a point, and then this stuff started happening. So I believe somebody, like I said, yo, he's our new guy. We on this year or whatever.
Oh my goodness, Cheyenne. We're over here laughing because Ice Cube, like, even though he said what he said, you could tell he was tap dancing. He was being very, very careful about what he said, how he said it. He better be careful. Like, he's in this industry. He knows what it could do. And I do understand Ice Cube is sort of transitioning out of this whole entertainment side. He's going more towards his league, focusing on sports, but he's still a celebrity. He still needs to be careful. I'm asking our YouTube straight up right now. Do you believe that Diddy is being targeted? Is there any validity, do you believe, to what Ice Cube has said? I'm sorry.
I think that, I don't know. I think that two things can be true. You can be being targeted, and you also can completely deserve to be targeted as well.
Mm-hmm.
But what I think is crazy is that we all watched this grown man kick a woman on the floor, balled up like a dog in 4K. And why do we even care if he is being targeted or simply how he is being treated at all? Like, how I look at it is based on that behavior I saw in that video, that was second nature to him. You know, when you see someone do something and you're like, that was not the first. This is what they do. He's not new to treating people less than humans, and he's saying, oh, this is just his time. People have been saying this about Diddy my whole entire life. Not just women, because I know people don't like to believe women, but men too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, if he is being targeted, it's absolutely warranted and for a good reason, and that's just how this works. That's how, first of all, our criminal justice system works, is that powerful, bad people get targeted by the feds or by different organizations. That's how it happens. You know, of course you're being targeted if you're doing bad things. And my whole thing is, you know, everything that happens in the dark comes to light. So people are always like, oh, this is just all of a sudden happening. Well, when you're powerful, you have money to hide things, but you can't hide things forever. So this is why it took so long, because you're now hearing in all these court cases people that he paid to silence throughout the way. It's not that it was just nobody knew. He has enough money and power, but we're getting at the point, you know, after this Cat Williams interview and stuff, people don't care anymore how much money you have. People are like, no, like, we need to speak up and tell truth. So I think that that's what changed about why he's now being held accountable. It's a different time than it was in the 90s.
You speaking big facts. You talking real heavy, Cheyenne. You're right. The other thing is, at some point, you know, we saw this happen with Cassie in that video. Allegedly, he paid now, but we do believe it because, you know, the video has come out now. Allegedly, he paid to have that video, a copy of that video. He paid $50,000 to have them give him the copy of the video. Somehow the video is leaked, but the point that I'm making here is that to some degree, at a certain point, even people realize that your money, whatever it is that you were paying me or whoever you were paying to kind of keep this quiet, there are other ways even now to get paid. There are probably larger ways to get paid. People want to do interviews with you. People will pay you for exclusives and things like that. But you are right. I mean, it's funny that you say it that way, that like we saw what we needed to see. Why does anybody even care if he is being targeted? I mean, it's a fair point, because I think a lot of people do feel like you, who are just very upset at watching what happened. I'm still upset watching, even though that was months ago now, watching what happened in that video. Let me break this down for everybody who is listening, because I do see that there are some people who say that they believe he is being targeted. These are kind of the reasons why. I'm going to list out this timeline, and you guys see if you can follow along. I won't go over too in depth, but November 16th is when Cassie Ventura, the ex-girlfriend, when she filed the lawsuit. That kind of came out of nowhere. It surprised everybody. She alleged that he raped her in 2018 and that she was subjected to all of his years-long abuse in the relationship that they had. That was November 16th. November 17th is when her $30 million lawsuit is settled. Remember, the very next day, it was settled for what they said was an undisclosed amount, and they decided that they would resolve it amicably. November 23rd An anonymous plaintiff accused Combs, Sean Diddy Combs, and the singer Aaron Hall, we talked about it on the show, of raping her and a friend in 1990 or 1991. On November 23rd, also, a woman named Joy Dickerson Neal, she alleged in a lawsuit that Diddy drugged her and sexually assaulted her and secretly recorded her in 1991. December 6th, we're talking days apart. December 6th, Diddy was hit with another sexual assault lawsuit in December, he accusing him of drugging and participating in a gang rape when this person who was set to sue him was 17 years old. That was December 6th. A little time had passed. February 26th came along. Lil Rod, the producer, we know that was one of the bigger ones. He has filed a lawsuit. May 19th came, and the video came out. And then May 22nd, days later, Crystal McKinney, she filed a lawsuit against him for drugging and sexually assaulting. The reason why it seems like it could be a target, or it seems like something or someone could be behind this, is because of the way that it's layered, the way that it's coming out, the way that people are coming out. I want to know, and what we'll talk about on the other side is that coincidental? Is somebody behind that? Like, let's keep the pressure on days after days after days. Let's keep the pressure on. Or is it more coincidental? Like, you know what? I have the courage now. Cassie started it all, and now I have the courage. It just so happens to be days apart like that. We'll talk about that and continue to break it down on the other side. We also are going to get to this conversation about Janet Jackson and why she does not want to answer any more questions when she's in interviews. Right now, we've got news, traffic, and sports, though. You are listening to The Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay there.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? It's your girl Takara Williams here with Robin Ayers on the Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580. If you ain't here, baby, hurry up.
More of the Rob Report with Robin Ayers when we come forward.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. A report says Barack Obama is telling his allies President Biden needs to seriously consider the viability of his candidacy. The Washington Post says the former black president has told associates Biden's path to victory has significantly decreased. The Post adds Obama has been working behind the scenes, taking calls from Democrats who feel anxious about Biden's future, including one with former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Obama has significant influence in the Democratic Party. Nearly 2 in 3 black women are behind President Biden. A new survey from The Cut shows that 64% of black women say they'd vote for the Biden-Harris ticket if the election were today. It's a demographic crucial for Biden to win to stay in the White House. The poll was taken in early June before the Biden-Trump debate and before former President Trump's assassination attempt. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Drive safe for the start of your night. In Acton, carpool lane is blocked with an accident on the 14 North before Sierra Highway, Red River Mine Road interchange. As you continue onto the 14 North through Vasquez Rock, carpool lane is blocked with an accident after Escondido Canyon Road. An emergency closure is in place from Montebello until about 8 on the 60 East on-ramp from Paramount Boulevard. Expect a 25 to 30-minute backup from Indiana. And a 40-minute backup in East LA is ahead on the 710 South between Floral Drive and Florence Avenue.
Me and the kids were always messaging. They LOL'd, I ROFL'd, but then I changed phone and the bubbles went green. But where there's a fill, there's a way. And I found a way to share what's in here. I'm tapping my heart.
WhatsApp, the place to safely send messages between different devices. Message privately with everyone.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
What was your favorite Russell Westbrook moment with the Clippers? Think fast because he's out the door. The Clippers are trading the 17-year veteran as part of a sign and trade deal with the Utah Jazz and Denver Nuggets. Westbrook is going to Utah, where the plan is for him to agree to a contract buyout, which makes him a free agent. Part 2 of the plan is for Westbrook to sign with Denver after he clears waivers. After playing 2 seasons with the Lakers and Clippers, it looks like Westbrook will not have the opportunity to end his NBA career in his hometown, LA. Last season, Westbrook appeared in 68 games with the Clippers, averaging 11.1 points and 4.5 assists. With the departures of Paul George and now Westbrook, it's obvious the Clippers are rebuilding for the future and restructuring their roster. Whenever Westbrook decides to shut it down, he will certainly be a first-time ballot Hall of Famer. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 is the fastest growing talk radio station in Southern California. Home to 50,000 watts and an audience reach of 12 million listeners. KBLA Talk 1580 is a pioneer for Black audio content, including our groundbreaking $2 million climate justice campaign and the most loyal, influential audience. According to an independent research study by the polling firm Aviterus, for the second consecutive year, KBLA Talk 1580 is the most trustworthy, reliable, and credible news source for Black audiences and beyond in Southern California. Let KBLA Talk 1580 power your advertising dollars. Our omni-channel custom marketing solutions are specifically tailored to connect with your ideal target audience. We leverage audio, podcasts, streaming, digital, social media, and local activations to get your message out to the Black community. Get in touch with our advertising team today at advertising@KBLA1580.com. That's advertising@KBLA1580.com. KBLA 1580. We've got you Black. If you say you care about the community, you have to also care about the climate. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got you Black.
Oh, man. Looks like Bobby needs a ride to the airport again.
Grab the keys. Who's taking Auntie and her friends to the swap meet?
Grab the keys.
How about we drop these boxes off at Miss Johnson?
Grab the keys.
Whether you're giving rides or hauling gear, you're all about getting things done. So do it all in a Chevy SUV. From the versatile Equinox and Sporty Blazer to the roomy Traverse, our lineup of SUVs will carry you through every adventure. All you have to do is...
grab the keys.
That's how we do. Head to your local Chevy dealer, where well-qualified buyers get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Malibu, Colorado, Blazer, Equinox, Trailblazer, and Traverse limited models. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
1.9% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $28.60 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 15.8%. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 7/1/24.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, Black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
Keeping you informed about what's really going on. Who's got next? And what not to miss in entertainment. You're listening to The Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
You turn my voice up. Right here. Why I treat my brother like he ain't my only brother? Why I gotta treat my manager like I'm above her? Why I gotta get so intimate with all my lovers? Why I gotta cheat and make her question if I love her? Why am I so flawed? Why am I so skeptical of God? Why do I pretend like I didn't see it when I saw it? Why am I so bold to double back when I've been caught? Why am I not the superhero I thought?
You are inside the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Welcome on into the conversation that we are having regarding Ice Cube, who said he doesn't know, but he thinks that Diddy is being targeted. On the other side, we were talking about this entire timeline. I mean, I wasn't even done, y'all. I wasn't even done. There still were more lawsuits. He's got his 7th lawsuit against him. It seems as though he's still trying his best to live his best life, though. He was recently seen out, I think, whitewater rafting. He was on his jet. And it's just his mother was in the hospital complaining about chest pains. And it seems as though accusers of his may soon testify before a federal grand jury. And they've already been interviewed reportedly by investigators. And it's just not looking good. Cheyenne, according to what we were just talking about in this timeline that seemed to have been just days apart, some weeks or a couple of months, but it just seems really interesting the way that these all came out, these lawsuits. Is it accurate to say that one could see why it looks like it's a targeted sort of a launch against Diddy?
I think if you don't fully understand how the feds work, like of course it's no coincidence how this is all coming out. Like, the job of our criminal justice system is literally to target bad guys. There's whole teams set up to literally target people like Diddy. So, and he's a bad guy, and he's being targeted for his alleged crimes. I don't think people understand how long prosecutors and the feds will sit on a case just collecting evidence, victims. It can take a decade to build a case. And also, any competent lawyer looks for other victims to build their case. So this case was literally built the way that it's coming out. It was built probably for Cassie to come out and for others to follow. And it's like, you want to know why? Honestly, because when it's someone this powerful, it will take numbers. Because even now, with all of these alleged victims, there's still people defending him. So, like, the lawyers were looking at it like, we need to come with a solid case and multiple other people. So imagine if all of these people didn't come forward, it really would have been swept under the rug, because it's already, people are feeling bad for him. So is he being targeted? That's the way the criminal justice system works, is if you think someone is doing something bad, you build a case against them.
What?
But I sometimes feel like when people are using the word targeted, it makes it seem like it's something that's not normal practice in the criminal justice system.
You're saying exactly what we were talking about in the studio. We just had this conversation. Andy actually said exactly what you did. He said, yeah, he is being targeted for the things that he's done, right? Whereas myself and Faraji we were over here talking about how if you typically say you're being targeted, usually that seems like it's you're saying that someone is being targeted unfairly or unjustly.
Right.
But your point and Andy's point is like, yeah, you still could be targeted for things that you actually did. Are you an investigative journalist?
I'm not an investigative journalist, but I do some investigative pieces. So stuff like this is like very, very common.
Yeah, you over here, you giving nuggets. You know what I'm saying? You talking about how it works. Again, according to what Andy was putting me up on game, telling me about some of the things that happen, especially in hip hop, like there are hip hop police and people who like CIA, and a lot of the times, unfortunately, there's still a lot of criminal activity, drug activity. There's a lot of things. Young Thug is in a RICO. He's in a RICO trial right now as we speak, behind an entire organization. They've got the Young Slime organization and all of that. And people in the feds and the authorities spend quite a bit of time, and they have people dedicated to watching all these moves, and sometimes even infiltrating the system, their groups and their gangs and stuff, and trying to get people who are what do you call them? People who are
undercover and everything.
Yeah, undercover, like
And now they make it the artists, they make it so easy because they put everything on social media.
Yes.
So now the guys just have to sit behind the computers and watch them incriminate themselves all day long.
Yes, 100%. And now there's the law where I guess according to states, they're trying to say whether they want to be able to prosecute some of these artists by some of the things that they say in their songs, which is it's just a lot changing. But this all started. Hard. That is tough, but it's hard to do. But these are the people who did it. It was the artists themselves who set themselves up like that. Andy?
And these new cats are just making it worse for the culture. When you guys go on interviews,
Yes.
like you said, you know, they're pretty much telling on themselves. Killers are being interviewed on podcasts and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like, Vlad, come on now. Adam, come on now.
Remember, Whack 100 has now joined Adam, and they have their thing going on.
Crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. Speaking of which, Pop Smoke, who was killed years ago, a rapper who was killed right out here in LA. He's not from LA. I believe he was from New York, but he was in LA. He was renting a home and he was having a house party or something like that. He was having things ordered to his home, and the package, he posted it on social media. He posted the package, which happened to have the address on it. From that, there were some people who, I think 2 or 3 people who ran into his home. They wound up killing him. It wasn't intentional from what I understand, but they did it. And they went to jail. One of the young men went to more of a juvenile center. He was recently released, and he's doing interviews now where he's saying he doesn't even feel sorry. He doesn't even regret it. This is the mind of young people. He says he doesn't regret it. He was like, it shouldn't have happened, but I don't feel bad for it because that's what my family told me. My family, that I grew up with my family telling me, hold it down. Whatever you do, don't apologize for it. I mean, this is the mind of someone who had
scary.
something to do with killing a person. Yeah. And you don't feel sorry for that? Like,
and we out here living with these people.
They are among us. Yeah, it is a scary thing.
Us.
Yeah, yeah. There are criminals afoot, and we don't like it. Anyway,
killers.
Yeah, straight killers. Okay. So also, we want to know, Andy Truemonger and myself. We want to know that song that you came in on, that you played when you first came back in.
Oh, yeah, you know, since we're about to talk about Janet Jackson in a little bit, that was Jack Harlow with Questions.
Okay, Jack Harlow, Questions. It was a great song. I forgot to ask you about it, so thank you, Truemonger. Since we are getting ready to talk about Janet Jackson, let's do that. Do we have this clip? She was doing I'll tell you about it. She was... Oh, maybe I didn't. Okay, my fault. I thought I had this clip. I'll tell you about it, though. So Janet Jackson was doing an interview, looked like a podcast or a radio show, where she was basically saying, he says, what's one of the hardest questions, or he was kind of gearing it up that way. She says, I don't want to be asked any questions, right? She said that she'd rather just sit and observe. She doesn't like to talk too much. I wish I had the clip. I wish I could play the clip for y'all, and maybe we'll get to it in a little bit. But just under the guise of under the context of what I've given, and Cheyenne, I believe you saw the clip. What are your thoughts behind that? Is this a reason that Janet Jackson has maintained her sort of regalness? Because a lot of these days, celebrities are accessible. They speak a lot. They put almost too much on social media. Is this one of the reasons you believe that Janet Jackson sort of has maintained that level of notoriety?
I do think that, like, when you are a celebrity, it's such a nice balance when you are relatable and you talk to people, but you also still have this like feeling of mystery too. I feel like that just adds to the part of people feeling like you are a celebrity. I do think some of the new artists talk too much, but what did confuse me is because she was in an interview like saying, I don't like to be asked questions. So it's like, well, why are you doing interviews? Like, if I was the interviewee, I would literally go home and cry forever. Like, during an interview, Janet Jackson told me, please stop asking her questions. Like,
right.
What am I supposed to do? Like, but at the same time, she's Janet Jackson, so, like, she can do it. Some of these new cats, they try to do that, and it's like, who are you? Like, you can answer these questions. But because it's Janet Jackson, she's at that point to where she can do what she wants. But I would say probably don't accept another interview if you don't want to answer any questions, though.
Very, very true. Truemonger here says, then why do interviews? Penny Thompson says, right. You pose at a photo shoot. You answer questions at an interview. I don't get it. And then Truemonger says, Janet is always on something weird. Baby contracts, no questions during interviews. What is she blazing? Okay, so anyway, listen, who, if anybody, I have a person in my mind, who do you think is doing it the right way? Who is laying the blueprint for how a celebrity should share and how a celebrity can be relatable and still maintain a level of celebrity, of notoriety? Do you have anybody in mind?
I mean, I would instantly say Beyonce, but at the
That's
same
a wrong
time,
answer. That's a wrong answer.
I feel like I would say that because I feel like she's so not our friend. Like, she tells us constantly like she's not our friend, but people do still feel like she our sis. So I don't know. Who are you gonna say?
I was gonna say Rihanna. Now here's the thing.
No, that's a good one.
That's a good one, right? Now Rihanna feels like she is the homegirl. Rihanna feels like she makes it. That's why her products do really well. Versus Beyonce. And I love Beyonce. Let's not get this twisted. I don't need the Beehive coming after me. Okay. I love Beyonce. I think she's talented. But one thing, and actually it's shown, numbers show that when she does let people in, people love to see the behind the scenes of her. They love to hear her talk to the camera. They love when she just relaxes and lets her hair down. But she hardly does it. All you see is her posting these professional photos on her Instagram occasionally, every few months or so. No, there's no caption to it. She doesn't write anything. Even when she sends flowers to other artists, like congratulating them, it'll be like maybe a typed out note and it'll sign a B, and it's like, did Beyonce actually send these or did her team send it?
No.
You know, she didn't. Yeah. Now, you know, she has her sacred hairline that's out, and I don't know how it's doing. I hope it's doing well because I hear the product is really good. But I'm just comparing that to Rihanna. Anything Rihanna touches, it goes viral and it's wild and is wildly successful because it's Rihanna. She will do a regular video showing you how she puts on her makeup or getting dressed, showing her lingerie line or whatever the case is. She just feels way more accessible, but she still maintains that boundary, which is really nice.
Because we really don't hear from her either. But
That's
she
right.
does seem more. It seems like we hear from her, but when you think about it, you're like, I don't ever hear from her.
Yeah.
But she does make it seem like we do.
Exactly. And if you ever see her on a carpet or you see the footage of her on a carpet, it's like she's a regular person coming down the carpet. She compliments people. She'll stop what she's doing. She'll talk to a kid, a baby. She'll hug a baby. You know, all these kinds of things. I say all of that to say, Janet, answer the questions. Answer the questions, Janet. We love you. We want you to maintain your legendary status. However, answer the questions. Cheyenne, I appreciate you so much for joining today.
Yes, I've missed you.
I've missed you a lot. Thank you so much for coming on. And where can everybody find you online, keep up with you?
Yes, all social media platforms, Cheyenne Corinne, CheyenneCorin. Thank you so much, Robin.
Thank you. We will talk with you very, very soon.
Bye, Andy.
Bye.
See you.
Okay, well, when we come forward, we do have a Who's Got Next that we will get to on the other side. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Denzel Whitaker, and I'm on the Raw Report.
You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well-trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
If you're an adult in need of an accredited high school diploma, the Los Angeles Public Library can help. You could earn one for free in as few as 5 months, online with 24/7 access. You also get a personal academic coach, plus special training focused on 9 in-demand industries, as well as a resume and cover letter to advance your career. Visit the website at lapl.org/diploma. That's lapl.org/diploma.
With reported hate crimes rising in recent years, California has responded through outreach efforts across state government and in collaboration with community-based organizations for the launch of CA versus Hate. This non-emergency, multilingual hate crime and incident reporting hotline provides an anonymous reporting option for victims and witnesses of hate acts reported in 15 different languages through the online portal and in over 200 languages when calling the hotline. Report anonymously by calling 833-866-4283, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. or online at any time at cavshate.org.
KBLA Talk 1580 invites you to join us and our climate justice campaign partner, LA City Council member Curran D. Price Jr., as we celebrate the grand unveiling of the South LA Greenway, Saturday, August 3rd, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Augustus Hawkins Nature Park, 5790 Compton Avenue in the city of Los Angeles. Join us for a green and healthy festival with free food, planting activities, tree adoptions, nature walking tours, Zumba, yoga, sound baths, and more. It's summer, time to get outside. We look forward to seeing you at the dedication of the South LA Greenway, Saturday, August 3rd, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Augustus Hawkins Nature Park, 5790 Compton Avenue in the city of Los Angeles. Caring about the climate, caring about the community, LA City Council member Curran D. Price Jr. and KBLA Talk 1580.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news. You're inside the Rob Report. With Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Let me address this comment real quick. I hadn't seen this, but Trumonger says, culture vultures. We were talking about Adam, we were talking about Vlad, and talking about Whack 100. And he says, Whack 100 is a gossiping goofball. I have to say, listen, I've known Whack for many years now. He was actually a mentor of mine, believe it or not. He was a mentor that I named and I thanked in my second book, because of everything that he put me up on as far as knowledge and game. And so the guy who I know, Cash Jones, is different than Whack 100, who's a different kind of person who I think everybody else knows. And so, I mean, I hear you. A lot of people have some things to say about that guy, but the guy who I know that I go way back with, he's actually really, really smart too. He's a very, very smart guy, and he put me up on a lot of games. So for me, it's always going to be love. I see y'all point, though, but it's always going to be love. What's up, Andy?
I know, Robin, you got to defend your people.
Always.
Shout out to Cash Jones.
Yep.
You saying that just, highlighted the fact that a lot of what we see on TV, specifically entertainment, these cats are characters.
Yep.
They're not their real selves.
Yes.
So I think, us as consumers, viewers, listeners, we need to take that into account as well, too. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, hell, you could even say Tyler Perry. We so mad at Tyler Perry when we're really probably mad at Madea. But I get it. I understand it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Just understand these cats are playing characters and they're not really themselves. They're real selves. So take that into account when we
Andy,
consume.
you need to give yourself the burn. You need to give yourself because you hit the nail on the head, because seriously, that is what we're seeing a lot of. A lot of people are they have learned how to take advantage of social media, how to monetize on social media, becoming something that is either controversial, polarizing, or well-liked. And so we just take that with a grain of salt.
Cats know how to play the game.
Yeah.
And we just eat it up.
Plain and simple. Let's go ahead and get into this quick Who's Got Next. This is Elijah Blake. The song is called Sugar Water and Lime. Check it out.
baby, baby, baby. I've been working hard on this love, standing in the sun all day. Nothing but a pitcher of water and 6 fresh limes, trying to make sweet lemonade. So much night, why you made it down, but I'm still in. Maybe I should add a little more sugar and a couple tears, cause this bitter taste is no good. Ice cold to the touch when I hold you, freezing like a winter's day on my shoulder. Running low on juice, it's always too sour for you. Baby, we can't make lemonade. Sugar, water, and lime, but we tried. We couldn't make lemonade. Maybe we can't heal from heartbreak, from heartbreak in due time. Baby, baby, baby,
Woo! Elijah Blake. Sugar, Water, and Lime. Y'all can't tell me that song ain't fire. That song is fire. Definitely. Shout out to Houston, Texas. I see you. Thank you all of you so much. Y'all be holding it down as always. I see you. I see that y'all are feeling the song. Yeah, great show tonight. Thank you to Cheyenne Corinne for calling in today. We appreciate you so much. Y'all know who's up next. Y'all don't even got to say it. At this point, you can say it for me. It's Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, who's about to drop a fire show, because that's how he gets down. We got down too, didn't we? And we're going to be right back at it tomorrow. Trust and believe. It's going to be another great show, and I'm excited about that. And it's Friday tomorrow. It's Friday. All right. Well, my name is Robin Ayers, and I want you guys to remember today and every single day forward, be a blessing.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. 7 Wichita, Kansas police officers are entitled to qualified immunity in a civil lawsuit over the in-custody death of a teenager. 17-year-old Cedric Lofton, who was black, became unresponsive while being restrained following an altercation at a Wichita juvenile center on September 21st, 2021, and he died at a hospital 2 days later.